$106 right now. Going down the road, but.
Well, once upon a time, there was somebody interested in using it as a deer hunting type of,
Yeah, if we could find someone, I mean, I think we can take a thought, someone can take it, or donate some money. It'd be nice to see $5,000 for it, but I don't think much you can get that, with the cost they have to spend a little bit. All right.
Any other comments or suggestions? I think it would be certainly valuable for the township to have a visible investment into this property and to have an accessible and safe environment for the recreation programs.
And you would need the board to pass a resolution to set aside that money?
Well, at some point we'll need to, because when you request for funds, the party that you're requesting wants to know where is the rest of the money coming from. Because if it looks like it's not going to be a successful project, then there's not a desire to make dollars. And further, nobody wants to be the sole funder. So, and I think it has been a township initiative, so we've levied money every year for the last, in my experience anyway, the last 12 years. So I think
so is the money that's in the capital, general capital projects, is that money that we've levied specifically for this project?
well, we levied, yeah, in my experience anyway, was we levied under that fund, and then we had designated $245,000 of American Rescue dollars, but those dollars are no longer in play. So that was good or bad, I guess we should. So anyway, I guess we'll continue that. We'll work with Steve and anybody else that wants to be part of the discussion on the budget and get hopefully a number that we can use and then both use but also live with. And then next month I'll draft a letter of intent to be more than $25,000 essential. Otherwise, furniture, fixture, equipment is always something that people like to support too. So the benches, the chairs, whatever.
And like Steve was saying, if we have tradespeople who are saying, I will donate, it adds up pretty fast, $10,000, $20,000 worth of labor and parts or something like that.
So they have to do we understood that,
Right.
and I gotta follow up with Matt again, basically, if the budget to do the concrete was $20,000, it basically say, I will provide $10,000, under $20,000 towards the project.
Right.
That'd be basically a credit. So you can't, because it's a public building, it gets weird with the whole bidding process, and that's where you hire a general contractor versus the township does it, and them are all the pieces that have to be made sure we do everything right.
Well, those kinds of things, like, count as the matching funds that we're getting.
Yeah.
So that $10,000 would count. And that's one of the questions when you ask for grants, they ask, there's some questions in there.
One estimate that I would have just to do the research on this project was to understand from a local building company what it would look like just to put the white box up. And that would be with the assumption that the site is prepared and there's a concrete slab to put it on. So using the same schematic that we've used in all of our discussions with the township and others. So that came back at, including labor, was $117,000. So starting there, then we would need to finish the inside with light fixtures, heat, some of those different things, electrical work things. So that's where the opportunity to start looking at some of the individuals in the township that have been part of the planning committee that also have an interest in being part of the process. What feasibly can they offer? both the actual cost, because you might have to buy the product and somebody else donates the labor. So, but that all becomes in kind and can be reflected as an in-kind contribution on behalf of the township.
You know, as far as us coming up with a amount of money that we're willing to commit to say, you know, this is what we're putting in this year, this is set aside, I would, work with Jessica, to make sure that, because, you know, you look, like you say, you look at the rest of the budget and there's a lot of things that are underwater, and, want to make sure that those things are covered before we commit another big chunk of money somewhere else.
Any further discussion? We need to make a motion? No motion? Wait till next month?
I mean, the number I would have is somewhere around 50,000 just to put it in there, but I just, it's, you don't know what all the costs are gonna be, and I do feel like, I mean, the zoning thing, and I'll bring that back up next year, but that is gonna be an expense, and I don't really know where that's gonna pass, I don't know what the township's gonna be, but I just was in last year's annual meeting for the funding and trying to get money and want to raise taxes, and I just, a lot of that just seems to have a lot of mixed feelings, I guess I do, and the whole thing, what we do on some of this, would be nice to do it, I would love to have it for them, but I also feel like we need to have some grant money that's, a couple people need to start, if we need a couple people to donate, then I think we get the ball rolling, but I do think the township's gonna put their foot in there, maybe we gotta start at 25, and then add another 25. But I think we revisit it.
Would that be beneficial to, let's throw some, call it seed money, you know, commit some seed money, and jump in on here too, please. If that's gonna help, I guess 25,000 is something that we could put that way.
Well, we can draw a resolution up for next month, and we can come up with a dollar amount. But if we don't agree on that dollar amount, then maybe we'll have a resolution for next meeting to vote on if it's something we want to move forward with.
Right, and Diane did say she'd have a more developed budget idea for us next month.
Yeah, we'll have a folder on the whole thing and some items, but again, we talk about how far to get it too, but again, I like to see it get done because we're eliminating some buildings when we start, so.
Right, and I guess I agree with you on the dollar amount you just brought up, 50,000. That was kind of circling in my mind when I asked Diane if she had a number, and she comes up with 50% of 250,000. I was like, oh, I know 50,000 isn't worth much.
But even when you write the grants, you actually have to put on there how much money is allocated, and I felt kind of weird putting in numbers, we never got those grants, because I don't know, it'd just be easier to probably put 50 grand if we had a resolution too, or 25, so.
Yeah. And it's not like it's gonna go anywhere right away.
No, it's gonna, we can split it in the money market if we want to, or whatever, we can do whatever we want. We just have to do a document that's approved here and assigned to them.
So maybe for next meeting, we can have the resolution ready to go, and with input from Jessica and you guys, we can agree on the number and fill in the blank and pass the resolution next month.
Okay.
That works for me.
Just a little bit more work for Angie, that's all.
Not me. You guys will have the resolution ready enough, I'll just make copies.
Probably not.
That's it for capital improvement.
Resolution.
You move on to clerk's report.
Okay, clerk's report. The 20-acre parcel, 293 Tisha Road, just before Lavis. That is where somebody is interested in. Now, that's we do have two parcels, so I looked it up. I looked it up the other day, cause it seemed like a lot, but that's where the individual wants to bow hunt. No, not bow hunt, hunt. So you guys need to make a decision so I can, if you're gonna allow anybody to hunt on our land.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no as well.
I think it's too big of a liability in the
They're-
public, obvious.
They're in there bringing wood and whatever, if they did, it wasn't allowed to be bow hunt only, but then that's just, it's gonna open up some doors.
You can still follow with deer stand bow hunting and have it live. That would be my opinion. So,
Okay,
I didn't say no.
moving right along. The school, Lakewood School, every year they have us sign, a permission letter stating that they can use